that community calls the police and says, this man robbed my house, this man was involved in the murder, this person was involved. Now, that's not racist. That isn't anything but the truth. And what we have going on is a left-wing narrative that is very, very false and very dangerous, because we've had about 300 police officers injured, at least. In my own city, it's ridiculous how many cops.
We've seen that. Let me try and get to two more issues here. There is in a lot of cities now an effort to defund the police. Joe Biden said earlier today some cities have more than they need. I don't know which cities that might be.
Oh, Joe Biden. Joe Biden worked with me.
Here's the question. Here's the question, sir. Do these efforts to defund the police go anywhere, do you believe?
If they do, the major victims are going to be African Americans. Look, 70% to 75% of the homicides in New York City, the victims are African American, and the perpetrators are African American. When I reduced crime by 70% and Bloomberg together 80%, the people we saved were African Americans. I mean, 7 out of 10 times they're the victim of murder in New York City. Only 1 out of 10 times it's a white. So if you reduce murder by 50%, almost all of the beneficiaries of that are in the African American community. And aside from the political hucksters, if you go into an African American community, you talk to real people. Every time I did, they wanted more police. I used to get more pressure for more police in Harlem and Bedford-Stuyvesant than I did on Park Avenue. And unlike my predecessors, I put a lot more police in Harlem, and I made it safe. None of my predecessors could do that. And the police did that. And they did it because they really care and they're really good. And this separation that the Democrats are creating with the police is tragic. Yeah. It's cutting off the only thing that is going to reduce the greatest reason why, unfortunately, black men die. That is, they're killed by other black men. That's just the truth. If you can't say that, you're a racist.
Last thing on
curfews. If you can't say that, there's something wrong with you.
Last thing on curfews. They have worked in New York. And it appears that the governor's decision on Monday night for night one of the curfew to go into effect at 11 o'clock was the original sin. That was that window where you allowed so many to loot and tear apart Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Oh, but Bill, it was much worse than that.
But once you moved to 8 o'clock the following evening, things were much more under control. The point being, the curfews have worked so far.
Monday wouldn't have happened if the mayor didn't get on the phone and tell police chiefs not to enforce the law. If he didn't tell them to back off. I mean, Mayor de Blasio is a disaster. He's a complete disaster. I wouldn't want to be governor with him there. He was a disaster during the pandemic, and he cost us lives during this. I mean, and the attacks on the police are largely engendered by his anti-police rhetoric. He's totally out of control. He doesn't know what he's doing. The governor has made his share of mistakes, but I would not want to be governor of New York with that man being the mayor of New York City.
Well, they have had their own personality.
He is a complete, absolute disaster.
They have had their own personality spat, for months now. Through all
I don't have a personality in anyone either. I just care about my city.
Not you, Cuomo.
All I do is care about my city and all those people that were beaten up the other night. And if I had been mayor or Bloomberg had been mayor, it would not have happened.
Sir, thank you for your time. I got to run. Thank you. Rudy Giuliani, one of your former Baltimore mayor. Stephanie Rawlings Blake, she led the city through protests sparked by Freddie Gray's death in police custody back in 2015. Been a couple years. Nice to see you again, and thank you for being here today. Well, what do you think?
My pleasure.
What do you think you learned from 5 years ago that you reflect on now about, and maybe perhaps with the reform that I was talking about there with Rudy Giuliani?
There's so many lessons. I think one of the biggest things is how challenging it is for the mayors who are in the arena. I think it is unfortunate for Rudy Giuliani to take pot shots at Mayor de Blasio when you know how difficult it is when you're the one who's actually in the seat, who has to make the call on these very sensitive issues to get it right. I think all of us who choose public service do so because we care. And when you care and you're in these tough situations, sometimes in efforts to save lives, sometimes you get it right and sometimes you don't. And I think it's unfortunate when you have Monday morning quarterbacks, not a football person, that take pot shots afterwards. So I've learned that you have to be.
You can do it on Monday morning or Tuesday or whatever the day of the week you prefer. We're now learning, Madam Mayor, that two of these cops on scene where George Floyd was killed have been on the job for 4 days. And I believe you made a comment last night, I think it was on CNN, with regard to Freddie Gray and the prosecution that followed there. You said, get it right, don't do it fast. How do you gauge as to how they're doing this right now in Minneapolis today?
I think it's different in this case because so much of it was caught on camera. We didn't have that in the Freddie Gray case. I think the speed is adequate based on the investigation that needs to happen. And it's not just what we could see, it's also a larger strategy because, God forbid, they have what happened in Baltimore where people feel like, there was many people feel like there was a rush to prosecute and all of the cases fell apart. So I am thinking that they want to make sure that whatever charges they bring, they're going to be able to prove in court.
I'm just reading this right now. Minnesota Governor right now, Tim Walz, I'm getting it the first time. I'm reading it for you as well. Under proposed court order, City of Minneapolis has agreed to ban the use of chokeholds by police. I don't know what your feeling is on that, and I don't know how you feel about the effort in some cities, Portland, LA, a few others, San Francisco, about trying to defund the police department there. Do you think that is the right solution to come from this?
I think the right solution is educating the police. It is reforming the way the police do business. Like Mayor Giuliani, I was able to bring crime down, homicides down in Baltimore to the lowest they've been in over 40 years. And during that time, I was out. I was in the community. I was listening to people. And as grateful as they were that we were saving lives, they were furious at the treatment they were receiving from the police. And that's what really got me on my path to really work hard for meaningful police reform. So you have to listen. You have to reform the way that you do things. You're not going to be in partnership with the community if they don't want to work with you. So we have to do better by our community.
I'm out of time, but I thank you for yours. That count was in Baltimore for all of it. I can't remember how many days or weeks it went on. We're at 11 days right now. How much longer do you think this one lasts? Last question.
So our rioting, unfortunately, was an ugly one evening, and then we went into the curfew immediately and put it not day to day. We had a curfew and we put it in, I think, for about a week, and that was able to keep the calm in Baltimore. Like I said, it's almost like you're driving a stick shift. You have to push and pull and put your police force in the right force at the right time in order to maintain calm. And I think some of these jurisdictions went too hard with the militarized response and got the backlash that we're seeing that's extending.
Well, you are right when you talk about curfews because they have worked here in New York. Stephanie Rawlings Blake, thank you for coming back. Nice to talk to you again. Live look now, Washington, D.C. The police chief there says they're getting ready for tomorrow when D.C. could see one of its largest rallies ever. Lucas Tomlinson on the streets of Washington to bring us up to date. What's happening there, Lucas?
Well, Bill, the mood here right now is festive. You can hear music in the background. In fact, it's peaceful. It feels like a peaceful block party. So peaceful, in fact, that for the first time all week, there's no police, no National Guard inside Lafayette Square. Religious leaders and the mayor gathered here outside St. John's Church, which caught fire Monday. Our colleague Hillary Vaughn asked Mayor Bowser why National Guard troops were being evicted from their hotel rooms.
We don't think that soldiers should be in the nation's capital patrolling or policing streets. We've made that formal request to the White House. We have no desire to have any soldier out on the street, but D.C. residents can't pay their bills. So either the Department of the Army or their home states will have to take care of their arrangements.
Mayor Bowser came here to unveil this new Black Lives Matter Plaza sign, the new name for 16th and 8th Street outside the White House in Lafayette Square. Our colleague Jennifer Griffin is reporting all 900 remaining active duty soldiers outside D.C. have been ordered home. But over 5,000 National Guard troops remain in D.C., and some don't have a place to stay. Utah Senator Mike Lee expressed outrage over Guard members from his state being evicted, quote, "Evicting Utah National Guard personnel from their hotels after a late-night shift risking their lives to protect Washington is a shameful, petty, discrediting decision by Mayor Bowser. And Bill, the words Black Lives Matter have been painted here on 16th Street. Mayor Bowser is expecting large demonstrations this weekend in the nation's capital, but she hopes they will all be peaceful.
As do we. Thank you, Lucas Tomlinson. Nice to see you today in Washington. Stunning jobs report today. Did you see how many jobs we added? Did you see how many the experts said that we would lose? Moore and Goolsbee are here to break it down, plus President Trump calling it the greatest comeback in American history. Chris Wallace on deck to size that up, coming up right after this.
Veterans, you know mortgage rates have fallen to 50-year lows. But did you know that your VA benefit lets you easily refinance to a lower rate? One call to New Day can save you $2,000 a year. With New Day's VA Streamline Refi, there's no income verification, no home appraisal, and no out-of-pocket costs. It's the quickest and easiest refi they've ever offered. Call New Day now.
Call 1-888-605-0487.
1 in 2 kids is underhydrated. If your child doesn't see themselves at times, they may not be hydrated enough. All new plant-powered Creative Roots gives kids the hydration they need with the fruit flavors they love and 1 gram of sugar. Find new Creative Roots in the kids' juice aisle.
We've all got some miles to make up. Miles to the job site, the campsite, and anything else we set our sights on. So let's roll up our sleeves, because we've got miles to make up.
Go to Ram.com to shop and buy online, where you can get $6,300 in total values on the 2020 Ram 1500 plus these additional incentives.
Gotcha. As a professional burglar, I know that sound all too well. It's SimpliSafe Home Security saying you make the wrong house one go. Fortunately, SimpliSafe is the 24/7 home security I trust. They keep an eye on every window and door at every moment.
You hear that, Larry? Every window, every door.
So take it from an expert. Get SimpliSafe and protect home like a pro.
Visit SimpliSafe.com for a limited time offer.
When you have diabetes, managing your blood sugar is crucial. Try Boost Glucose Control. The patented blend is clinically shown to help manage blood sugar levels. It provides 60% more protein than the leading diabetes nutrition shake. Try Boost Glucose Control.
If you have moderate to severe psoriasis, little things can become your big moment. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Give me your hand! I can save you! Lots of money with Liberty Mutual! We customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need!
Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully, with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
I'm suggesting to some of these governors that are too proud in New York. I mean, you see what's going on there. Don't be proud. Get the job done. You'll end up looking much better in the end. Call in the National Guard.
So President Trump touching on a lot of matters today in the Rose Garden. That surprising jobs report, a coronavirus vaccine, and the protests sweeping the nation. I want to bring in Fox News Sunday anchor Chris Wallace. That is his new book. It's called Countdown Now 1945. It is now available online in bookstores June 9th. How you doing, sir? Good day to you. You know, it's an amazing thing to me. We had 0 deaths from corona in New York on Wednesday. We have not seen that since mid-March. The news diet, Chris, you can almost make the case that corona's on the way down, the economy's on the way up.